Hello and welcome back to AmpCode. I hope you all are doing well. My name is Ashay and today we are going to learn about Neo4j Subqueries. I hope you understood all about the Neo4j clauses and its basics and how to query them in the previous lecture. But let's get our hands dirty in the more advanced stuff, which is like writing the subqueries. It is pretty similar to writing the subqueries in SQL. So let me walk you through what are the different type of subqueries present in Neo4j. So basically we are going to go over the call subqueries first. So you may ask, what really are the subqueries? If you don't know, a Cypher subquery called from an enclosing outer query. So basically there is an enclosing outer query and subquery is called from that and it executes within its own scope. So the scopes is nothing but the curly brackets, and inside that curly brackets we can put your subqueries, but there are few rules that you need to follow to write while writing a subquery that we are going to also see in this lecture. So basically, as you can see, it is defined by the curly brackets. So once you have an opening and closing curly bracket, inside that you can mention your subqueries and you can use the result of the subqueries in your outer scope. So basically there are different type of subqueries, so let's go through them one by one. The first one is the call subqueries that we are going to see in this lecture. So the call subqueries are nothing but used to invoke a subquery. So basically the call clauses are nothing but used for invoking a subquery. So you will put call and after that you can give the brackets which are curly brackets, and inside that you can mention your subquery. And unlike other subqueries in Cypher, it can be used for performing the changes to the database. Performing changes means setting up some values, creating some nodes, or merging operation that we have seen in the previous lecture. So I hope you already understood it. So it requires the importing the with clause. So as you already know that with clause is used for importing few variables or nodes inside the call statement, or we can say the subquery. So this is the first prerequisite of writing a subquery. While you give call and in curly brackets you have to mention the with clause and what are the variables that you want to use in your subquery, so that you can build your query according to those variables or the properties. Let's start with some of the call subqueries in detail. So first of all, let's talk about the semantics. So a call subquery is executed once for each incoming rows. So let's say you have person nodes present in your graph and there are like 10 nodes present in your graph. So basically this call subquery will execute one by one on each node in your graph. So as you can see, we have given the unwind operation here. Unwind nothing but converts the list into the objects, and it is storing that in X, and we have the call subquery, and in brackets we are just returning the hello as the inner return. So inner return means that we have to provide the return clause which will be nothing but the results of your inner query, and we are going to use that after in the outer scope, which is nothing but return inner return. So here the results will be nothing but, as it is running once for each incoming row, here are the 3 elements, which means that 3 rows, it will print hello 3 times. Let me show you with some simple example. So as you can see, I hope you already set up the Neo4j desktop on your PC and you have kept it running. So I have kept it already running, so I'll just open one recommendation database which I created with their sample projects which are given by Neo4j. So basically we have all sorts of node here. So let's say we have the actor nodes here. So there are so many actor nodes present, so I'll just take a quick count of that, return count of n, right? So there are like 15,000 nodes present in our graph, but let's only take few nodes. Let's take 10 nodes for this example. So how to do that? I'll just give that match actor and I'll use the with clause here. So I'll just with n, and here I'll give the limit that records to only the required record. So here I'll give just 10, and if you just return the count of it now, then it will be 10 records. As you can see, we got the 10 records. So let's say if you want to write a subquery on top of these actors, so we can do that easily. So as you can see, our actor has a property as the name, so we can utilize that inside our query. So basically let's write a subquery now. So I'll just give the call here and after that I'll just give the curly brackets, and inside curly brackets the first mandatory action of every subquery is using the with clause. So I'll just with n, which is nothing but the 10 actor nodes, and in actor we'll get the name of those actors. So let's say with n dot name as actor, and we are going to return that actor here, actor as the result, and here we have returned that actor as our result. So this will be nothing but the result of our inner query, and in the outer scope we can maybe directly return those result here, so that we'll get the result of those 10 records. So I'll just run this. So we got an error. So basically, let me tell you about this error. Let me explain you about this error. Importing the with clause should only consist of a simple references. So what it means that, as we have seen that we have given some alias here, which is not allowed. So giving the references to the outer variables is prohibited in importing the with clause. So as you can see, this aliasing, or even if we pass an expression on top of this n dot name, it's not supported. So instead of that, what we can do is we can only get the with n, and here we'll get return n dot name, right, as the result, and we'll result it. So as you can see, we got the 10 records. So it is running the subquery on top of the 10 records here. This was a pretty simple example. Let's talk about some of the intricacies and different types of call subqueries. So the next one is importing the variables into subqueries. That we have already seen. We have imported actors inside a subquery and used them to return the name of those actors that they have given here. So basically we have the unwind example, which takes few arguments. So this unwind have some digits, and inside a subquery it is nothing but multiplying it by 10. Let's do that in our graph. So for this example, let's take the unwind here. So in the unwind we will be having a list. So unwind operation will convert those lists into the objects. So it will convert them into the row of objects. So here let's take an example of maybe 10, 20, 30. So these are our elements as the x, and we are giving it as the x value. And inside the call statement, let's have the curly brackets, and with x we are going to return the value of comma x multiplied by 10. So we are going to multiply every digit by 10 as y. So this is just a simple example, but how we can manipulate the results of the outer scope inside a subquery and return that and use it again in the subsequent steps of our outer scope. And if you run this, as you can see, we got the x value which is already there in the outer scope, and the subquery was there to calculate our operation on top of the x, which is nothing but multiply each value by 10. So this was a pretty simple example, but you will understand how we can leverage this capability in the complex mathematical operations. So this is how you can use variables present in the outer scope inside your subquery. So now let's talk about the post union processing. So I hope you all understand about the union clause. So union clause nothing but combines the result from the two cipher queries, right? So basically it is similar to the SQL clause, and I hope we already covered it. If not, it's very simple. The main thing is you should be having the same number of columns as well as the same naming convention to the columns for both the queries. So as you can see, the result of the union query is nothing but utilizing the outer scope of the query to further process the result of a union query. Let's do that in our example. So let's say in this example, let's take the genre as our starting point. So in each genre there will be multiple movies. So this is the science fiction genre, and in science fiction there are like multiple nodes present. So the relationship is nothing but the in genre. So let's take the path for this query. So the first thing is, let's have the call subquery, and inside the call subquery we will write two queries, which is nothing but the most popular genre and the least popular genre. So which means that genre which has the most number of movies will be the most popular, and the one has the least amount of movies, nothing but the least popular genre. So let's say in our call statement will be matching it the movies first. So we have like the movie, and in genre is the relation type. So in genre you should be having the genre here. Inside the genre we need the genre which is most popular. So basically all you got to do is you have to just g dot name, which is the genre name, and we need the count of movies which is present for each genre. We got the count of m as the CNT, which is the variable name for our aggregation output, and here we'll also get the name for the genre here. So here we'll call it as genre, and here we are going to use the order by clause for sorting the result as per the ascending or the descending. So here we'll use order by CNT in the ascending order, which will give us the least popular movie in our data set as well as the genre of this. So basically the one thing missing here is the with clause, which you want to give here while passing the variables or the nodes in the subsequent steps, and after that you can return that value. So here we are just returning the genre and the CNT here, and we are going to order it in the ascending order, and we are going to limit it to 1 to only get that least popular movie. And after that we'll be having like the union, and the union is nothing but will get us the both most popular and the least popular movie. So this will be the same copy paste. Instead of ascending we'll be having the descending order here, and after that the post processing of the union clause will be nothing but will sort those results according to the genre. So basically we'll return it genre here as well as the count of those genre, and we'll just give order by the genre here. So this query gave us the most popular and the least popular genre. So as you can see, that dataset has the genre as no genres listed. So basically 18 movies was there which doesn't has any genre, and the drama genre is the most popular and not surprising at all, which has the total 4,365 movies. And at last there are some few rules to the call subqueries that we are going to discuss now. So the first one is the call subquery can only refer to the variables from the enclosing query if they are explicitly imported. So as you already know that every call subquery will be having the with clause, and with clause should have the variables or else the nodes which you want to use inside that inner clause. So let's say in the outer scope you have few nodes, which is actor node, director node, as well as the movie node. But in the with clause, if you only give the actor node, then you can only use that actor node in the whole subquery. And to able to utilize other nodes, you have to mention that in the with clause explicitly while importing it. So this is very important. The next one is the call subquery cannot return the variables with the same name as the variables in the enclosing queries. This is very important, and you might face an errors while dealing with the subqueries. So this call subquery will not return the same names of the variables as there in the enclosing queries. So you have to just look out for these mistakes. The next one is all the variables are written from this call subqueries are afterwards available in the enclosing query. So basically all the values which are nothing but the variables, nodes which you return in the call statement, which is nothing but your subquery, will be there available to use for further processing in your outer scope of the query. So this we have already seen in our previous examples. And here at the last, the call subquery can only be used to perform changes to the database. Changes mean the data definition, data manipulation language which has the set clause, the create clause which creates the nodes and relationships, as well as the merge clause which uses the merge operation for nodes as well as relationships, which we have seen in the previous lectures. And at last, call subquery requires importing the with clause. So this you already know that every call query will be requiring the with clause which contains all the variables and nodes you want to use inside your subquery. So this is nothing but the call subquery. Let's talk about another type of subquery in the next lecture. So I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.